Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad at least we have a breeze to keep us a little cooler. My name is Roxanne Ashcraft, and I'm the coordinator of the Milwaukee chapter of Quilts of Honor. We have been here in years past, and we were invited back to participate today. What we do, we're quilters, and we make quilts to present to our veterans. And the reason we do this is because we want to thank our veterans. Because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have what we have today. It would not be safe for any of us quilters to stay in our homes and do what we're passionate about. So today we have some quilts to present to women. So my assistant, Kathy, when I call your name, veteran, I'd like you to come up here by Kathy, and she will help present your quilt to you. So Alli, you already know her last name is Chase. You already know she served in the Army. All of our quilts have a label on them. It tells you who pieced the top, who did the quilting, and who did the binding, because those are done by hand. It will also have her information on it. It has today's date, and it has the city and state, and they're all numbered. And I've taken a picture of each completed label, and when I go home, I send a copy of that to California, to our head office, and everything is documented. So these are a part of history. So she's going to show it to Alli first. And then Alli will take a hold of it and turn it around, and so you can take pictures. This is Alli's quilt. Okay, and then these quilts got a nickname of being called a quilted hug of gratitude, and they certainly are that. So we represent that by wrapping it around the veteran, asking their permission to give them a hug, and then we give them a hug. Okay, and everything, all the quilts come in what we call a presentation case. And inside there, everybody that receives one, there is a cloth envelope. And in there is a trifold that tells you about Quilts of Honor and the website that you can go to learn more. We have, beginning of the year, I think we had 17 chapters throughout the United States. I think we're up to 22 now. So there's also washing instructions in there. Okay, the next one we're going to present is Pat Mehring, and she served in the Army as a nurse. We like to surprise you. Now all these quilts are made by different ladies. They choose the fabric, they choose the pattern.
Wow.
All right, very nice.
Oh, did you?
I went in 70 and retired in 96.
Okay, okay. Oh, you gotta take your quilt. Now in Wisconsin we can use quilts, just not at this time of year. Well, that's true too. Wisconsin does like to surprise us. You can just hand it to her, she can put it in. She's a lieutenant colonel, she can do it. Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay. Now The next person I have is Clara Justin, served in the Air Force.
All right.
Yes, and as Kathy was saying, some are a little longer, some are a little wider. We have some suggestions as to the sizes the quilts should be around.
Wow.
Some of our ladies like to make them a little bigger. So whatever they decide is what we give. Well, of course, the tallest quilt, biggest quilt always goes to the short people, so.
Very nice.
This way your feet will be covered too when you're laying down.
Room for my dog.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Thank you. The next veteran I have is Laura Mae Ladu, served in the Navy. Here she is.
On the back side. Right there. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, she did.
Her family still lives here, and it was an honor that she
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
all the rural family was and she said from 85 to
Very
89.
nice.
You want to get a picture of it so I don't need to put it away?
I'm gonna just hang on. I want to get a picture when I'm done with this.
My son is graduating from high school today, that's why they can't be.
They can't be here, and you will take it for them. Thank you so very much. We're still going to show it if you don't mind. Everybody likes to see the quilts.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's
Pretty.
That's pretty. I like the colors on
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm sure she is. Could we give you a hug and you could pass it on to her husband? All right. She's going to give you the quilt and then she'll give you a hug.
Oh, that's nice too.
Okay, and the last one that I have on the list, and she is not here, but her parents will accept for her because she is at the moment serving in Spain. Her name is Catherine Boder, serves in the Navy. And her parents are,
Yeah.
here comes Mom. So when she does come home to Wisconsin, she can stay warm.
Can't think of it.
Oh, yes.
I can't eat it. I know it every day. There it is. That's what that's holding on.
Oh, very nice.
That's
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You get the hug and you can pass it on. You are so welcome.
yeah. Where's Jim? I got a big blanket.
That is very nice.
I can go right on the couch.
Thank you. So that is all we're presenting today. We will be sitting over here. If you have anybody that's a veteran that you would like to nominate to get a quilt, please come over and see either Kathy or I, and we'll get the information, and at some point we'll figure out how and when to present it to that veteran. But again, thank you for inviting us here so that we can thank all of you veterans. Thank you.
As we express our gratitude to Sergeant Alli Chase, Lieutenant Colonel Pat Mehring, Claire Jostin, Petty Officer Laura May Gladue, and Lieutenant Colonel Catherine Boder, we invite members of the audience to stand during the playing of the service music of their own branch of the military, or to honor a loved one for serving in the Marine Corps, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, and the Navy. And Kim will be holding up a sign so you recognize your song.
1, 2, 1.
Good afternoon again. I'm Sharon Bashaw, and I'm going to read to you a tribute to the ladies that were honored in the Civil War. The women played a significant role during the Civil War in various ways. While men were fighting on the battlefield, women served as nurses, spies, and supporters of the war effort. Some women even disguised themselves as men to fight in the war. Before the Civil War, the medical profession was strictly limited to men. However, during this time, it became necessary for women to attend to the needs of the sick and wounded. As nurses, women served in hospitals and on the front lines, providing care to volunteer and wounded soldiers. They worked long hours and often endured difficult conditions. Clara Barton, a Civil War nurse and founder of the American Red Cross, said, "I may be compelled to face danger, but never fear it. And while our soldiers can stand and fight,
I can stand and feed and nurse them. Cordelia Harvey, the widow of Governor Lewis P. Harvey, personally went to President Lincoln to plead the case for hospitals in Wisconsin for wounded soldiers. 3 were ultimately built. She became known as Wisconsin Angel by Union and Confederate soldiers alike. And Mary Ann Bickerdike was beloved as mother to the boys in the blue. As she cared for the wounded on the battlefield, she also personally toured frontline hospitals and tangled with Union generals over the poor treatment the wounded were getting. When officers complained to General Sherman that she was interfering with military protocol, Sherman replied, "Do just as she says, she outranks me." She improved or established about 300 hospitals as an agent of the U.S. Sanitary Commission. Women also played a critical role as spies, gathering and transmitting intelligence about enemy troop movements and other military information. Some of the most successful spies during the Civil War were women, including Harriet Tubman, who worked as a spy for the Union Army, and Belle Boyd, a famous Confederate spy who operated her spy ring from her father's hotel in Virginia. Her information gave General Stonewall Jackson the ability to win a number of successful battles in his 1862 Valley Campaign. She died in 1900 in Wisconsin Dells while on a speaking tour, and she is buried in Spring Grove Cemetery just outside of that town. In addition, women supported the war effort on the home front, raising funds and organizing supplies for soldiers. They also took on new roles in the workforce, filling positions left vacant by men who had gone off to fight. Overall, the Civil War marked a significant moment in history for women's rights and their roles in society. The contributions made by women during the time it helped to break down the barriers and pave the way for greater general equality in the years to come. Thank you.